I want to come on here and tell you something about my food allergies. And as you can see in the title of the video, I did have another allergic reaction, sadly. It's not what I wanted, obviously. Not expecting to have an allergic reaction today. I was doing my normal routine, go up to eat lunch before I go to work, and then all of a sudden I decided that I had extra time. I had chicken strips for lunch, and I was like, the Aldi brand chicken strips, which I've eaten for years that have had no allergic reactions. But then I grabbed pretzels, and it looked like the same bag of pretzels that I got at Aldi. And I was on autopilot. It's in my house, and I do live with family, so, and again, this video is definitely going to be a food allergy education video. So if you are interested in these food allergy education videos, yeah, I'm Ben Alexander. I'm the founder of Ben's Allergy Restaurant Reviews. I'm allergic to dairy, peanuts, and tree nuts, so this whole story is going to make sense in the end. And if you're really interested in any of my product reviews, food product reviews, where I review all products that I can that are dairy-free and nut-free, please hit the subscribe button. Also, I review restaurants as well. That's another great thing. Share this with your friends and turn on your YouTube notifications. So this video is basically a lesson to always read the labels. And I was not careful enough. But luckily, once I had it, I tasted it. I was like, this seems like this might have dairy in it. And I went and checked, and I'm like, oh no. Like, I taste one bite of a pretzel, I did it immediately. And I waited for a couple minutes, I don't know if I should say this, but I went to the bathroom, and then once after I left from the bathroom, I started to feel the tingle on my throat, which is, I had an allergic reaction in November, which, that video was just because of, the restaurant not labeling things correctly. This one was 100% on me. So, it's all my fault. This allergic reaction was my fault. I'm honestly not going to say that the one in November was all my fault, because they didn't really label, they weren't honest with their food allergy labeling. That's why I do the restaurant reviews, to kind of be like, hey, so you could all be like, hey, this restaurant's not good, or you know what I mean, and really showcase what restaurants are good. Funny thing is, November was the first time I had an allergic reaction since I started the channel in over 2 years. November was 2 years since the channels began. And the last 2 months, I've had 2 allergic reactions in 2 months. I had one in November, took December off, and had one in January. And the funny thing is, you might have seen me make a post about not having an allergic reaction as my New Year's resolution. I've already failed, and it's January 7th. That's crazy how I set out this year to not have an allergic reaction. I already have an allergic reaction. Wow. It almost makes me wonder if I should have ever posted that, but I don't know. It was, and again, I don't regret posting that post, but I did fall short of that, so yep, already failed the New Year's resolution that I had for myself. It's crazy how that works. And it's not good, because, well, my New Year's resolution was to not have an allergic reaction. Guess what? I did. And after that, so I went to the bathroom, and while I was going to the bathroom, I started to realize that my throat was itchy. It's funny, because I went to the bathroom at Parlor Donuts, and somehow whenever I go to the bathroom, I realize I'm having an allergic reaction. I don't know what it is. I literally don't know what it is. So then I come out of the bathroom, it's like, I gotta take an AviQ. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did in November. But again, the thing that was different from November is I tried holding it off, thinking that I wasn't going to have an alert, that I was hallucinating or whatever. But the allergic reaction got really, really bad. And I was out in public. But this one was at home, and I did have albuterol with me. But I was like, look, I want to rather be safe than sorry. And in fact, they always taught me EpiFast. That's all I can remember is EpiFast, EpiFast, EpiFast. you know. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take the EpiPen. I took the AviQ. And then after that, basically texted my parents, called off work for the day, and took out Albuterol after that too. Called my allergist. And once I called my allergist, they kind of told me, hey, you know what, take some Zyrtec. And then if it gets worse, go to urgent care. So I didn't have to go to urgent care, at least this time. So this allergic reaction was not as bad, because I feel like I've learned from the November one, the one that wasn't my fault. I took the lesson seeing like, you know what, I should have taken EpiPen a lot sooner, because it would have made a lot less of an allergic reaction. Like, honestly, this allergic reaction was nowhere near as severe. And I know people might say, well, you didn't have as many pretzels. You only had one singular pretzel to like a whole pizza. Okay, fine, that's fair enough. But I mean, you know, I feel like part of it is I delayed the epi. Delaying epi is not a good thing, and that's what I learned throughout the FACT conference, FACT Digital Influencer Summit. It's not just how to grow your social media account. It's also how to deal with food allergies and how to, and just, you know, the latest in food allergy research. It's a really great conference. And that conference helped me learn to deal with this situation. And I'm honestly so thankful that I've had it, because I was able to deal with the situation better. And I feel like, at least for me, and I know people might disagree with me on this, but I feel like in my hearts that this was the best I handled an allergic reaction. I didn't delay EpiPens. I didn't fight it off. I said, you know what? It's better to be safer rather than sorry. Let's just take Epi. I clearly ingested something that had dairy in it, and just put it in. And you know, I feel like I handled it in the right way. And luckily I was at home, so that helped a lot too. Yeah, I will say it was my fault. This one was my fault. I should read labels. Lessons you should take from my mistakes, because I'm making this video so you can learn from my mistakes. That's the whole reason why I decided to become a food allergy influencer. It's like, you know what, if I make a mistake, or just to spread awareness of food allergies in general, and just to kind of shine a light towards people with food allergies. That's exactly why this channel exists. It's also, you could also learn from my mistakes. I want you to learn from my mistakes, if you know what I mean? Like, and I mean, obviously, once you make the mistake, you're gonna be motivated to correct it, obviously. So I gotta read labels, even if it's in my own house, because obviously I have family members that aren't allergic to dairy. Like, I'm the only one that has food allergies. Only one. Well, no, actually, sorry, I take that back. My mom's allergic to almond. I think she just recently developed an almond allergy. So I'm like basically one of the few people that have food allergies. I mean, again, I've had this my whole entire life, and my mom developed it later in her life. So it's a very interesting dynamic. And another thing is at Christmas time, and I didn't really post this a whole lot, so this is a nugget for watching this YouTube video. Again, it's another reason to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch my long-form videos. So my mom made a German pancake casserole, which was like a German pancake. She was on autopilot and used their butter into the German pancake. Didn't even realize it was an allergic reaction. She's like, Ben, I put butter in that. It was like a day or two later. I was like, huh? Are you sure? Like, I didn't have any allergic reaction. We're all puzzled on that one. We're all like, how did this happen? Like, how can I get allergic reaction and get like a tingly throat through a pretzel? And while I was taking albuterol, I was itching too. So it's like, I legit had an allergic reaction. Like, there's no question, you know, of what it was and why it happened. And I think this was more clear and obvious of what happened, so there's not like a whole lot of guessing. As for the last one, it's like, was it the vegan cheese? Was it the meat? What was it? You know, was it almond flour in the pita dough? But they actually put dairy in the dough, but it wasn't almond flour. So it was just there was a lot of interesting factors into that. But yeah, it was wild. It was absolutely wild that I didn't have an allergic reaction based on butters. And again, it's a German pancake, so it's baked in the oven. And again, maybe there's a couple theories with the pretzels, those bagged Aldi pretzels. I mean, yeah, the Aldi pretzels were technically baked in an oven / a factory, probably. And I don't know if it's the seasoning they put on it. I wonder if it's the seasoning. There's part of me that wonders it's the seasoning instead of being baked in. So they basically baked the pretzels without the dairy and then throw the dairy seasoning on. It was like garlic and onion seasoning or something. It was like, I couldn't even believe they had dairy. And I was shocked to find it had dairy in it. And that was probably the other thing. It's just pretzels. Like, why would a pretzel have dairy in it? Like, it's just one of those things. It's like, it's unbelievable. Like, I know that, like, those soft pretzels you get at, like, sports stadiums, I think those could have dairy because there's cheese and, butter. I understand those. But, like, the bagged pretzels, I guess I understand that it could happen. It just wasn't, I wasn't thinking, and I made a clear mistake. So, it's kind of what happened. So, yeah, yeah, that's all I really have to say is just read labels and be very, very careful about what you get. And especially living with your family, Even when you're living with other people that aren't allergic, and I know people are different. People have their different ways of handling things. I mean, but again, this is the weirdest allergic reaction. This is like the first time this has happened in 25 years. Well, I'm going to be 26 in April 7th of 2026. I'm going to be 26, but it's like for 25 and over half years of my life, this hasn't been a problem. It's just, I guess you're bound to make a mistake every couple of years. I don't know. Like, everybody makes their mistakes. So, I just came to share all mine and share what I did wrong and how you could help to not make the same mistake. And if you enjoyed this video, I'm happy that you got value out of this. That's why I did this. And I'm appreciative of you sticking till the end. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.